What's good, family? Shout out to the boss man, Clates, my doggy Clates Boxing, for boosting up your man the YB coin 100%. Stay low with the coin right now. That's what people must do, no doubt. So we got some breaking news right now regarding your man's Tyson Fury. Yeah, and it's not good news, it must be said. Yeah, it's looking kind of peak right now. Super duper 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 peak. Off the rip. The Irish, obviously, listen. The other day we had Nicola Talon. Yeah, Nicola got her talons out for Kinahan and his cartel. Now we got some next boss man from the Irish Mirror called Stephen Breen. Yeah, Stephen Keane having us. Listen, never mind Stephen Breen. We got Stephen Keane. He keen to get in people's business. That's what he trying to do. Yeah, what's that? What's that? Tyson Fury wants some privacy? Don't think so. Mr. Keane on the case. Anyway, like I said, we got some unfortunate, but nonetheless breaking news. Yeah, we got some unfortunate, but nonetheless satisfying news for chatty patty social media cats, much like the YB. Yeah, we all the way interested in the drama right now. Here we go. Yeah, Mr. Stephen Keane came through with the exclusive leak. Yeah, check this out. Knockout blow. Tyson Fury banned from boarding flight to the US for second time over involvement with Daniel L. Trapperhan Kinahan. Yeah, now this story came in hot yesterday, 26th today. Well, no, sorry, it came in hot today, 25th. Boom. Yeah, boxing star Tyson Fury has received another knockout blow from the US authorities. The Irish Sun can reveal the Gyp King was banned from boarding a second flight to America from the UK yesterday. Wow. Yeah, it goes on. It's understood Fury complained about the ban with US officials before eventually leaving Manchester Airport. The ban comes 1 week after he was refused permission to board a flight to the Big Apple 8 days ago. One senior boxing source told us he tried to board another transatlantic flight, but the immigration official Donnies told him he wasn't allowed on the plane. He wasn't happy with the decision, but accepted it, sucked it up, grabbed his ankles and took a good pop from Uncle Sam before he left. Yeah, I'm just telling you what he did. Oops. His latest ban also comes after his dad John confirmed in a social media post they had been banned from entering the USA. Fury last week was told he was banned from entering the US owing to his involvement with Europe's #1 El Traficante, Daniel Kinahan. Hours after his refusal, he attended the fight of his cousin Nathan Gorman in Manchester. Following the fight, Tyson Fury did not take part in any interviews or make any comment on his cousin's victory. Some say it was a cover-up. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Speaking in April, Fury said he had nothing to hide over his connection to Europe's #1 trap star, who has been named by the US federal government as the head of a gully cartel. Anyway, these guys carry on waffling on, but the bulk of the information's there. End of the day, as you just heard there, your man Mr. Fury, he all the way caught up right now. This is more evidence now. I'm sure there's going to be some Fury man fandons who are going to say, oh, YB, Fury. It's not, I'm going to be honest with you. If you go on Tyson Fury's social media over the last 24 to 48 hours, you'll see he's been doing his world tour. And actually, that's quite a good point. So you know what? But listen, let me give you the context here. I was about to say a few minutes ago that, you know what, it don't make sense because Tyson Fury's been all in the video on social media. And if you look into Tyson Fury's kind of schedule, I think he's doing one show per night or at least one show per day in different cities. He's got his world tour kind of thing. Yeah, he was on Russell Crowe's show the other day. Yeah, Tyson Fury and Russell Crowe sat down to promote his tour thing, and he's going to Liverpool and Manchester, doing a whole bunch of venues. So I do find it kind of weird. I'm not sure whether these cats are just jumping on the bandwagon now. kind of thing. Like, oh, is that the new update now? Or is that the new shtick now for these newspaper cats? Oh, you know what? Sports section's dead, boxing's dead. Let's just, every other week we'll put out a story that, oh, Tyson Fury's caught up. That's what I'm kind of thinking. It's one of them ones, because even though I was wrong last time, and that's why I'm treading carefully. What do I mean? Well, last time there was similar circumstances. Last time when Nicola Talons, she's got her big thick Kinahan thirsty talons out, put a story out saying that Tyson Fury was caught up. People said the same things they're saying now, i.e., oh, well, Tyson Fury was at the fight with Nick Gorman, and Gorman Don, yeah, oh, he had the fight, he couldn't have been there, and oh, Tyson Fury this, Tyson Fury that. And it turns out, John Fury let slip. Unless you think John Fury is lying, John Fury categorically let slip, yeah. Let the cat out of the bag, and proved that Nicola Talon was right, yeah. John Fury, Tyson Fury's dad, proved that Nicola, she's got her big meaty talons out, was correct. Again, point, well, the same thing kind of stands here. As much sense as it didn't make for Nicola Talon's story to be correct a week ago, it stands the same reasoning, yeah? None of us thought, I put myself out there and said, listen, Nicola Talon, she gassed. There's no way Tyson Fury could have been on a plane, or trying to get on a plane to the US, because he was with Nathan Gorman. Yeah? Oops. And this, for me, is exactly the same thing. This cat's come through, Mr. Keen, yeah, Stephen the Keen one, has come through and said, listen, he's tried to board the plane again. Now, I've been tracking his social media, you know, I'm like thirsty for the scoops, yeah? You might know I've been locked into the Tyson Fury's scoops, and on that basis, he's been busy. He's been doing all the different tours and all the different venues and gassing all the dons up, yeah? Gassing all the pub dons up. So, if there was ever a time I'd bet on Tyson Fury not getting on a plane, it'd be now. However, people have been mentioning that because of how extensive Uncle Sam's Kinahan cartel list is, 600 dons, apparently a lot of them have been testing out the system. Apparently a lot of people have been, whenever they can, trying to book a flight and hop on a plane. Now, to be fair to this cat, Stephen Keen, he did do something that Nicola Talons didn't do. He gave us some context. He gave us the whole bit about, oh, Tyson Fury kicked off, and then look, here it is. He wasn't happy with the decision, but I accepted it and left. That wasn't it. There was another bit. Wait there a minute, let me get to this bit still. One senior boxing source told us he tried to board another transatlantic flight, but the immigration officials told him he wasn't allowed on the plane. He wasn't happy with the decision, but I accepted it and then left. So there you go. Boom. Why do I bring that up? Well, they've given us some more meat on the bones. Now, who is this senior boxing source? We don't know. I wouldn't mind. I mean, it just kind of beg the question, you know. I mean, assuming Tyson Fury is not getting on a private plane, you'd think if Tyson Fury was going to all these airports, I mean, he's not the most inconspicuous cat, is he? Big 6'6" bulbous dude. You know what I mean? Big buff dude. Big 6'6" buff dude. 6'9" buff dude with about 10 kids. And even if the kids weren't with him, whatever way you look at it, you've either got a 6'9" famous man, or a 6'9" famous man with a whole tribe of children. They're not exactly the most inconspicuous. Point? Well, like I said, I can't imagine Tyson Fury can go anywhere and not be noticed. But yet there's been two alleged occasions. Well, John Fury's confirmed the Nicola Talon one, but still, on this occasion, there's never any photos, is there? But then, listen, Tyson Fury might have come up. Tyson Fury might be travelling private now, especially with the amount of kids he has. It might be the case he's travelling private, but then again, if he's banned, if Tyson Fury is banned from the US, yeah, he ain't going to be booking a private jet that for $100,000, knowing that there's a risk that he's going to be peaked for him. Because once you book a private jet, the cash is gone. They ain't going to, you know what I mean? You can't book a private jet, get bumped, or you all get bumped. If you book a private jet, yeah, and then for whatever reason you can't get on, that's not on them. They're going to charge you at least 50%, if not the whole whack. So I can't imagine Tyson Fury is going to book a full PJ, knowing he just got knocked off the last time. And even then, to be honest, all of it begs the question that Tyson Fury just got rejected last week. We know that almost categorically because of what John Fury said, yeah? Why would he go back for? Nothing's changed. Why would you go try a different trick? Was it a different airport? Is it possible? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure last week with Nicola Talons, she said it was Manchester. So I don't know. And actually, one thing that we do have to bear in mind, even though John Fury is confirmed that Tyson's getting caught up with this Kinahan trap rubbish, yeah? What we don't know is whether he went to the airport or not. That actually hasn't been confirmed. So I'm giving Nicola Talons a lot of credit, saying, yeah, she was right. He went there and got caught up. That's not necessarily true. Tyson Fury could have issues with getting into the US, but not necessarily have ever been to the airport on reflection. Because all he's got to do really is ring up bear in mind, people like Fury, yeah, they have big teams. Fury won't be there himself doing it. It makes a lot more sense to me with all the allegations going on. Bear in mind as well, 3 months ago, Matthew Macklin, that was all in the video, all over the news. So wait a minute, I'm Tyson Fury, I've got a big team, I've got dons who work for me. What am I going to do? Am I going to take my big public famous self and get embarrassingly dragged off a plane? Or am I going to pick my phone up to my lawyer, who's on the payroll anyway, I'm paying him to do nothing, and say, listen Mr. Lawyer, get your lazy ass to work and ring up whoever you need to ring and find out what my US visa situation is. Bearing in mind I've got a couple $1 million of fresh prime Floridian real estate there. That makes a lot more sense to me. And imagine how embarrassing that would be. Tyson Fury get on the plane with the whole tribe and get dragged off. I don't think that don't really make no sense. So I think most likely Nicola Talon, this Donny, Stephen Keno, yeah, Stephen the Keen one, most likely they've come in contact with information, the correct information. Tyson Fury can't go to the US, but the story doesn't sound, it's not a story, is it? Or sorry, it's not. What sounds better? Tyson Fury finds out he can't go to the US. Is that better than Tyson Fury dragged off? Yeah, SWAT called in to bring the big burly world championship boxer on. One SWAT don got knocked spark out. Do you know what I'm saying? One of them ones. That's really what they want to go for. Now, obviously, they haven't got the imagination of the YB, so they ain't going to go that deep with it. But for kind of goofy The Sun newspaper journal, for goofy The Sun newspaper institutional vibes, they ain't going to be putting in too wild things, but essentially that's what they've done in my opinion. I think they've embellished this. I don't think Tyson Fury went to the airport at all, to be honest with you. Yeah, oops, because guess what? There ain't no evidence for all these sources these men have. Yeah, if I had all, I got sources, and that's what gets me the most, thinking about it now. We all know the YB sources are certy, so, wait a minute. The YB who has certified sources all over the place, yeah? He ain't got no pictures, he ain't got no information. But then these Donnies from the Sun newspaper, they got it. But they ain't got no evidence. Oops. And that's the bottom line. End of the day, yeah. The fact of the matter is, if Tyson Fury had actually tried to get on a plane, your man the YB would have the leak. Simple as that. He ain't got the leak, so it didn't happen. Yeah, and you can tell that to the bank as well. There's no chance Tyson Fury took his big 6'9" public self and got embarrassingly dragged off a plane or got made to look stupid. It makes no sense at any level. These cats now are just trying to keep themselves, give them something to talk about. That's what I believe this is. And guess what? Until we see otherwise. Now, if one of these, if Stephen Keno or Nicola Talons has some evidence, whatever source told you this, could they not take a picture? Yeah? And you'd think, for all the people who work at the, that's what it's, I'm sorry, but at any level, it don't make no sense. Think of all the dons, yeah, who work at an airport, who were at an airport, and he was there twice in 2 weeks, and we ain't seen nothing. Yeah, don't make no sense. I guess you could argue though, Tyson Fury's been away before and not been pictured. That's fair enough, which is true. I haven't necessarily seen any photos of Fury in an airport full stop. That implies that he's probably travelling private or whatever. Anyway, bottom line is, I don't think it's likely Tyson Fury actually went to the airport. Most likely, he's been informed via his legal team. That's what I'd do if I had a team on the payroll that was lazy, not doing nothing. Yeah? Bottom line, I think this cat here is just putting something out there for the sake of it. I think he really doesn't listen. End of the day, there ain't no fights going on right now. Yeah? Everything's kind of quiet. You think, boom, that's a hot story. Yeah, everyone begging for more information. I'll put another one of these fake news bits out. Is it a bit leave it? It's a bit leave it, but here we are. Now, more specifically to the charges, i.e. nothing's evolved. And that's why, I'm not even sure why the cat's putting this out, to be honest with you. Fair enough if he's got something to add. But for me, it's like, okay, we knew last week he can't go. Normally, to put another story out, I'd want some more meat on the bones. So, I'd want some sort of development. Something more than just, oh, he went there again. And that's why I think it's fake news. Because, what's the point? Who want to really hear about that? Oh, he went again and got bumped again. It's like, obviously, I don't get the angle he coming with. Yeah? Or at least give us some pictures. Oh, yeah, well, last week he went and couldn't get in, but this week he went and couldn't get in, but we got pictures of it. Or at least give us something extra. We didn't get nothing. Yeah? We got more. It's kind of like, well, why not tell us this every day? You know, whilst you're at it, tell us he went there every day. Oh, Tyson Fury for the 17th time in 2 weeks. Dead that story, man. But anyway, the very bottom line on this one is, folks, it should get interesting at some level. Yeah? If Tyson Fury is actually retired, which the odds of that being true have gone up exponentially in the last week, in my opinion. Ever since we found out that Tyson Fury can't travel to the US, if you thought that Fury being retired was 1% chance, that must now be a 5% chance. Do you understand? The odds of him actually staying retired because of that, I just think, go up a lot. It's all just a bit awkward, isn't it? Not being able to go to Las Vegas. Imagine that. Imagine Tyson Fury can't fight in Las Vegas. I explained in my last video, it's not necessarily a massive blow, because guess what? We know there ain't no US dons really, unless he's trying to fight Wilder for a 17th time, which was a possibility. But that trilogy's kind of played out in the US. It'd make more sense to bring it to the UK and do it in Wembley. Oops. So there's no real necessary direct boxing exposure, but still, the world makes more sense when you have the US market open, even if you're not using it. You can still, Tyson Fury can still sell pay-per-views to the US, but you know what I'm saying, it's still all a bit awkward, isn't it? At some level. Put it this way, when you take a step back here, does Tyson Fury being banned make him more likely to stay or less likely? I think it's less likely. I don't see any upsides. Okay, I'm banned from the US, maybe I should carry on boxing. Where's the upside play there? I guess you could argue, well, it don't make no difference at all. That's a fair point, but I don't know. Yeah, if Tyson Fury does have any culpability in this whole thing, and he's nervous and jitty, he won't want to get back in the ring, in my opinion. That's probably going to be one of the last. Think about it, if you're involved potentially in this. I don't know what he has or hasn't done. Yeah, but if he has any level of nervousness or guilt, the last thing you want to do, yeah, is be all in the video. Yeah. Bringing more attention to yourself. Not to mention the anxiety and whatnot. You'll be distracted, what they call. Yeah? Bottom line. So anyway, man, let's see how this saga updates. 100%. Like button, subscribe. You know what to do. No doubt.